Welcome to Pokemon Pocket Roulette. Strong Pokemon? Weak Pokemon? That's only the selfish perception of people who haven't built a deck around all these awful cards. Each episode I spin a wheel to figure out which Pokemon we're going to encounter for that day, then I force myself to get a win with our new strategy. Will we prove we're capable trainers with the ability to win with any card, or falter under the pressure? Find out this episode of Pokemon Pocket Roulette. New episodes premiere Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. EST. And welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Pocket Roulette, the series where I spin this wheel, get a Pokemon, and try to build a deck around it, even though it doesn't always go so well. We're going to go ahead and start spinning the wheel, because sometimes I run out of things to say while it spins, and we're going to be building a deck around Charizard. Alright guys, and it looks like we have met our first opponent. Again, I cannot pronounce the name, unfortunately, but that's okay. We don't have to know what their name is in order to defeat them. So now we've got our ranks being displayed in casual. That's pretty cool. I didn't realize that was a feature they made. We have the shiny Charmander lead. Exactly what we could kind of hope for going second. We're going to be able to deal some damage. Now, one of the things about Charizard EX is that once you start dealing damage with Charmander and Charmeleon, you can't deal any more damage for like 2 more turns because of Stoke and the way it interacts with the opponents. So they've got a fire deck also. They've got the Moltres EX. We limit ourselves to no EXs in this series, so that's why we didn't just immediately pair it up there, because that would be a way that you could power up the Charizard and have it deal really good damage. But at that point, there's not a lot of reason to not play the EX. They do have Charmander and Moltres right at the beginning, so we know that their strategy will hopefully not beat ours. We have the Professor's Research. We're going to draw. We've got Charmander. We're going to hang on to this Communicator right now. What Communicator allows us to do is trade back that Charmander, combo it with Pokeball. We'll attack for 20. If we can get lucky, they don't get many heads, for instance. That's something that we will be able to do. But this is probably like the more optimal version of the deck. We don't have any use for the Cape right now because we're not going to deal any more damage. And Giovanni will be there. We might actually regret not having the red in this matchup in particular if we're going to be poking with our Charmander and Charmeleon, but that's something that can always be adjusted if we find that 20 damage would have made the difference. It's good. They're going to get 1 head, so nothing too crazy. They're probably running the Leaf to get the Moltres out. It doesn't make as much sense to me to utilize the Moltres with the new Charizard, the Stoke Charizard. Now that we have this Charmeleon, we are going to go ahead and actually get the second Charmander, get it ready to go. We are going to attack with Charmeleon. We've got the Combustion. We could potentially Iono, but we wouldn't want to give up our Charizard. What we'll see is we kind of want to get Leaf. We can pull this Charmeleon back, potentially, and save him so we can get our Charizard up and running. And we'll just kind of see what we draw and go from there. They have the potential to, like, Leaf out their Moltres. They're Ionoing us. We have the cool full art, though, so, you know, we win in that capacity. That's okay. We get our Charizard back immediately. We've got the Cyclizar and the other Cyclizar. He's really just here to be, like, our consistent damage while we have Charmeleon back in the back. But we have Leaf set up now, so we can actually use the Cyclizar for that if we so choose. They are going to get the Charizard EX online. They're going to have that Moltres attack again. And we need to put ourselves into a position where we can attack the Charizard and then be able to get it with our Charizard, because we only need 1 attack. They've got this going. They're going to be able to pop us next turn, but if they do that, they're sacrificing something else. So we're going to Leaf. What we're doing, we're going to retreat into Cyclizar. This is going to allow us, we'll do the shiny Cyclizar. And we'll go ahead and set the other one up. We already used our Communication. We'll Leaf out into Cyclizar. This is going to allow us to have kind of a wall, because we do need to be able to deal 20 damage to the Charizard. We will get our Charmeleon set up. We don't want them to know what Charizard we're running yet, so we won't evolve. We can kind of surprise them if they do dip out and go to that Charizard. They need to spend a little more time getting set up, honestly, before they do anything too crazy, and we can just get our Charmeleon set up in the back. We can throw these basics out for their single points to stall for a turn, and because we're Sabrina proof. See what they do here. They will have to attack us twice too. They're getting this Charizard set up, but we already kind of know it's going to be able to take us out. We will need to apply a little bit of pressure to this Moltres. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and get Cyclizar attacking. We can Oak this turn because we're not going to use Giovanni for anything. See if we can get that other Charmeleon. We do not. So this Pokeball is dead. I'm not going to waste it because it is Iono fodder. We will get... I'm just debating right now between Charmeleon, getting a second one set up, but I think with Charizard ready to go, we're not going to be able to do that. We're going to get this Cyclizar rolling. We'll attack with the over-acceleration. We need to put him potentially on a clock, and what this does is if we attack again, they'll go down to 20. If they knock us out in 2 turns, we will be able to KO the Moltres, and then we'll be able to KO their Charizard on the backside with our Charizard plus Giovanni. As long as they don't have like Cape, that would be the biggest thing. It really kind of depends on how their turns end up shaping up. They could get like just start rushing and get the Moltres out and send the Charizard in which case they're going to mess themselves up. They've got the other Charmander. They might try to get it set up. I feel like they're just going to attack for the 70 though. I don't know why you wouldn't do that here. They've got the Cape. They're going to use that on the Moltres. That's like a little annoying, but what we can do is hope for our Charmeleon, because our Charmeleon will be able to revenge kill it, and using the Cape on it instead of the Charizard is actually kind of significant. Now, we can't do anything without the other Charmeleon. We might Iono. We have 6. We don't have anything else we need to use yet. We are going to be attacking to deal 40. We would really like to see... We really need to get the Charmeleon set up so we can deal another 40 to this Moltres just in case, because if they knock Cyclizar out, we have to be able to have something else to have it set up. So we are going to Iono. There is an argument for evolving Charmeleon first, but I really don't want them to know what our game plan is. And we gave up the Giovanni too, so we might just end up being in bad sorts. But we draw both of them. We did not get the Charmeleon though, which is going to be on the top of our deck. We might need to run Cape, or instead of Cape, we could run Rocky Helmet, because it really feels like we're just missing that slight bit of damage. But as of right now, we can do this. We are behind because the Charmeleon cannot... This Charmeleon can't come in and knock out this Moltres, because when that happens, we will end up losing it, and then we won't have Charizard set up. This Charizard can come in and kill anything, though. So we really need to hope for the other Charmeleon, honestly. We have the double Pokeball. I think Communicator would probably be better doing the double Communicator. We will send the Charmander in because we need to see this Charmeleon in order to get the win. And we could always retreat out into Cyclizar if we are concerned. Yeah, so another dead card. We are going to retreat to the Cyclizar. But what I think will end up happening is they are going to end up being able to Charizard us out of this game. They've got 6 energy. Yeah, we don't have another option. We do have Pokeball for the other Cyclizar, but that doesn't... Just kidding. We already used it. There's no reason to use it there. I think we're a little out of it. They do have to attack us, though. They don't want to waste their Charizard, though they could. And we will not be able to survive because we only have 170 health with Cape. Nothing survives Blast Burn. I think the only thing that could... It's not even Venusaur, because Venusaur with Cape dies to weakness. So we are going to see what they do, allow them to make an opportunity to misplay. They got their second Charmeleon. It's too late for our Charmeleon play to work now because we lost the energy. If they attack here, though, we have the potential. See, part of why we're keeping the Charizard in hand is because we're trying to keep them from attacking with their Charizard because they think they're going to get revenge killed, right? Like they know we must have it and we're holding it kind of thing. So we might actually be able to get set up where we need to. We could also potentially attack with Cyclizar, switch out to Charmander, but that doesn't really do anything or change anything. We're just trying to make them nervous and see if they will mess up. We also have Sabrina in this deck. So if we knock the Moltres out, then we can Sabrina them in. So you always play to your wins, to your potential outs, because if we just gave up, we would have missed that line. 5 cards in deck. They can't knock us out here unless they commit to Charizard, but I really think they're scared to commit to the Charizard. They're just going to attack with the Moltres. We have the opportunity to get to our... They're going to X-Speed, so they are going to retreat. They're going to pull it out. They're going to send in the Charizard, and they're going to lose to our Charizard EX. If we had it, is the biggest thing. They're running out of time, though. Oh, so they're going to send Charmeleon in. This is interesting. I don't know what it does to change math here. I mean, we really just need to get it knocked out anyway. We can't get the Charizard now, which is frustrating. We can get our other Charmeleon set up while we're waiting. We can kind of threaten this. I just don't think we have enough time right? Like they are going to end up, if we knock it out, it knocks us out in return. Yeah. And then we do still potentially have the Sabrina play, but we can hold it because, oh, this is the weird spot. If they have the other Moltres, we really need to draw Sabrina. Sabrina wins us the game. Because we will be able to switch Charizard in and knock out whatever like gets Sabrina'd. I'm hoping they don't. I mean, they're going to go into it. I mean, they could just try to keep the Charmeleon attacking. Yeah, that's interesting. We have Cape. Luckily, they can't red our Cyclizar. We do have the Sabrina now, so we do have that play available to us. I think we do it. I think we just go ahead and Charizard, knock out the Charmeleon. We will lose 2. We can send Cyclizar back in. We have Sabrina. We can leaf out always. We have 2 energy. All right. The problem is if they Moltres, we do just lose. So we're going to Cape. I'm really unsure of how to go about doing this, honestly, because if they have Moltres, they do win anyway. We're not playing Cyrus. Maybe we should have played Cyrus instead. This will knock out anything but Charizard. This also kind of baits their Charizard in, though. I feel like they kind of just get, like, greedy-eyed. But I feel like making that sudden play... Maybe they think we will lose if we don't do it this way. So let's try this. We will utilize the Leaf. If we get Team Rocket grunted, then we have misplayed. We're going to utilize the Leaf. We're going to bring the Cyclizar back. We're going to use our Charizard. Maybe we can pretend to have a Dawn play, right? Maybe that'll help. We'll Giant Cape, so they'll be scared. They'll be like, hey, he can survive. Wait, no, he can't. And then they'll be distracted about the fact that they've got our Charizard in the zone is really what I'm kind of hoping for. This also prevents them setting up their other Charizard. Hopefully they don't have they have 1 card left in deck, so if they play the Moltres, they play the Moltres. They will Blast Burn kill us. We could push it out, but it's not going to matter because they do have the Sabrina proof. If they play the other one, yeah, there it is. And Charizard EX is going to burn us alive. We can pull it out, but it's not going to matter. So Crimson Storm would be cool if the Immersives had like an animation. I don't want them to have like the full animation. I've seen people suggest like, let's put the full animation every time you play it. But that would be really annoying. I am afraid that doing like a cool little... Wow. This is the problem with this. Every time I play a Charizard deck, I end up dealing with this nonsense. We are going to Sabrina. It doesn't matter. We might end up switching that. Yeah. And we're going to concede. Almost. We almost got it. If we were playing... The reason we're playing Sabrina is to stop things like Druddigon. Card's just really annoying. And with Drud plus any EX setup in the back, they can come in and kill Charizard if we end up killing it with the Charizard. But good game to you. All right, our next match is going to be against Uimitidame. I think that's how you pronounce the name. They're using the Venusaur icon, so maybe that means they're going to be playing a grass deck, and we're going to be able to stomp on them. They are beginner rank 3, so they have not engaged much with rank yet, but that doesn't really matter. We're leading with Cyclizar. This is why we have Cyclizar in the deck, so that we can have kind of a turn 3 option. I was debating on a few different ones, like Ponyta Rapidash and whatnot, but I feel like, which is probably the correct one, but you don't want to be like a bunch of inconsistencies. So they're playing a Dragonite deck. I loved this in Genetic Apex. It just was never really good. We don't have anything going for us, so I'm going to just go ahead and Iona. Say, hey, let's both get a mulligan. I'm going to take a -1 to do it, but enjoy your new cards. We've got Charizard, we've got Sabrina, and we've got our other Cyclizar, so not very good, honestly, but we will see what happens from here. I'm interested to see what Eevee this is. I'm wondering if it's like the Vaporeon from Mythical Island. Probably. That way they can kind of utilize their water manipulation. It also gives them like a Misty target potentially. Not really sure. My experience with this deck was always not getting the electric I needed. And we're going to get heads to once, take 20. No big deal about the 20. We can threaten. I wonder if they're playing Leafeon too, just to create the grass energy as well. We've got the other Charizard, which is not good. We're going to Cyclizar. We could Sabrina out Dratini. In fact, we will Sabrina out Dratini. This is going to create some pressure, stopping them from being able to get to the Dragonair. If they don't have it, it will be able to kind of stop them from being able to do this original attack early. We can knock it out with Giovanni next turn. Cyclizar, such a weird card. I saw it and was like, this is just worse Fearow or Farfetch'd. But the 80 health is nice as opposed to Farfetch'd 60. Being able to, like, Darkrai plus Rocky Helmet Druddigon just one-shotting you is so bad. And you're not even able to do anything to the Druddigon on the way back. So Cyclizar is a card I have been kind of messing with. I think it's like a little more, it's like a good in-between Farfetch'd and Kangaskhan. So I do wonder where the next normal type that is just generally, oh, and they've got a Pachirisu. Does this require 2 lightning energy? It does. So this doesn't seem very good. I guess this is how we figure out how to get some wins now. There is the Dratini. We can knock it out with Giovanni. I'm just going to go ahead and do that because why not take the advantage when we can? It also, we're going to see what they end up sending in. This could also be incorrect because who knows what they have in such an odd deck. Being able to have the Dratini in the back, though, I'm sure this deck is playing Dawn, as many random energy as they're getting, but Pachirisu isn't a threat because they've used their electric energy. They're about to get a water energy. Maybe they'll get unlucky and they'll just keep getting water, and there's the other electric energy. I was saying maybe they'd keep getting, but now they're on Dragonite track, and that's so annoying. We could also just get continuous stepped out of the game right now. Hopefully we'll draw one of our Pokeballs or Charmanders so we can start getting him set up on the bench to revenge that Dragonite. Dragonite notably having 160 HP. Which is quite a bit, and does not die to our Charizard, except with our Giovanni, which we've just wasted. So we're really playing poorly, and we don't draw a Charmander. There were 11 cards in the deck. We could have drawn 4 of them, so 33%, but more than that because quantum mathematics, as it changes the amount per the draw. I don't know. Hopefully they don't have Dragonite in their hand, or they'll commit this electric energy to Patchy. Nah. Commit it to Patchy and then never see another electric energy would be pretty funny too. I wonder if this deck goes crazy with like Skyman support because you can kind of get the Dragonairs in and out. I always liked Dragonair, but you're not often doing too much. Just the deck's inconsistent. Any multicolored deck is going to have this frustrating experience of not being able to dictate which color you're going to get. I am waiting for a really cool like Chloe card from Pokemon, the Pokemon series, Pokemon Journeys, Master Journeys, that is like, hey, pick your Eevee, and, oh, they're just going to come in and knock us out, because why not? Yeah, they're going to tail smack us. Oh my goodness, this deck is so bad. I mean, really, it's just not drawing any Charmander at all when we have, 50% chance at the beginning, then we have all these other opportunities to draw it. We have Communicator, which is going to give us Charmeleon, and when it gives us Charmeleon, I'm just going to concede because we've lost the game. We could Cape to stall, but I'm not trying to get Draco Meteored. We get the Charmander. Thank goodness. So now we can at least apply a little bit of pressure. We're going to Cape Cyclizar. We're going to hope that they don't have Dragonair and see if we can steal a win by the opponent just not having the cards they need. Or they're going to Dragonite, and they're going to hit Cyclizar 4 times. That's the other problem with Dragonite is you finally get it set up, and someone else has something else big set up, and you really need like very specific, ways that the Draco Meteor pops and knocks everyone out. And so when you miss it, it just feels really bad. The fact that you can overkill something too, I'd be fine with needing one hit to overkill it, but the fact that you could just deal like 200 to 1 mon is really frustrating. They're committing the energy first. They're not slamming down the Dragonite, so we are playing to our outs. We have the potential to hit them here. We've got the Charizard coming in 2 turns. He'll be online. We now can survive a hit from the Dragonair, the Dragonite, if it does come out and 2 of them hit Cyclizar. So we have a chance. You never give up. Over acceleration. I really wish this kept stacking. I don't think it would even be that good if it kept stacking, honestly. I think it would be really cool, especially because when it gets Sabrinaed out, it loses its thing. Oh, there's the Dragonite. It's coming in. We really just have to hope for a bunch of crazy RNG to go our way. I'm talking 4 hits on Cyclizar. We have to draw the other Charmander so we can have another potential target for the Dragonite to hit. And we don't even win off of it because they hit the 200 on the Cyclizar. That's pretty funny. So bad for them, honestly, because if we do draw the other, they could mana lock out. We need to see Charmander. That is potentially Charmander. And they've taken the 20 health. I need to see Charmander. Please. That's Charmander. Let's go. Okay, we have found the win con, and it is get really lucky. It's not even that lucky. We just need to not get hit thrice. 4 times on Charizard. So we need exactly what just happened to Cyclizar to not happen to us this time. And then we will knock it out. If we see another water energy, that's good. If we see they have the second electric, so... Oh, and they have the other Iridice, so it doesn't even matter. Oh, my goodness. It's so frustrating. Still a way we could do something. They didn't even apply the water first. Oh, so they do take the Charmander out. They knock us out. It doesn't matter. We don't have the other... Oh, they just win. Dragonite. All right, guys, and we're back with another battle. This time we're going to be playing against, again, a bunch of lines that I cannot pronounce, and we will see how this one goes. We're really looking to see Cyclizar. Last game we got messed up by not finding Charizard fast enough, or just Charmander. We were just missing Charmander, because even getting everyone else later, if we have Charmander to get set up, we've got the early Cyclizar, we do have the guaranteed Charmander, so this should go much better for us than the last game did. We will see what the opponent's up to. I wish this waiting for opponent to set up, it was more clear. They're playing a grass deck. Okay, so we are already in a good position because we do have the Charmander who can potentially deal some good damage to this. We can't get it out super early, but we do have double Charmander online now. We could get the other Cyclizar. Thank goodness we drew that other Pokeball, right? Because if I was sitting here without it, we won't be able to show off our shiny Cyclizar as the attacker, but that's okay. We will research. We'll draw our 2 cards, see what we're working with. We've got Iona for next turn, and we've got Giovanni. So pretty good. We will hold on to that Giovanni, not make the mistake we did last time of being like, oh, well. Normally I'm much better about not throwing my cards out like that, but sometimes you just are tired and you make mistakes. Speaking of being tired, don't play ranked when you're tired and making silly mistakes like that. I have had a few games every now and then where I'm just like, man, I wish I'd have paid more attention and been a little more focused because I would have made better plays in general. They're going to get this Kakuna caped up. They can attack. Hopefully we will not get paralyzed. Really want to see Tails. Let's see if we can get a Tails right here. I don't want to see that Eevee face. Okay, thank goodness. So now we can attack for 40. We could attack for 40 here. We think they might have Beedrill, so we're just going to Iono and see if we can get rid of it. We will take the Beedrill out pretty much every circumstance now, especially with the Charizard, as long as we're able to get it set up. We've got the other Charmander, which is good. We've got the Giovanni. We've got the Cape. Now, we don't have a way to make it where we do not get knocked out by the Beedrill. So if they Beedrill here, we do just lose. So hopefully they don't just Beedrill here. Hopefully we prevented them from drawing it. But I'm predicting they're going to research, or they're going to Erica, or they're going to Potion, or they're going to Beedrill. I know that's like a lot of options that we're giving them, but unfortunately that is the case. Oh, they don't have Beedrill. This is so good for us, actually, because we can knock this Kakuna out. We don't have to commit anything. Hopefully we don't get... Yes, okay. Sometimes you just get lucky, because if any of those hit, we would be sitting here with our thumbs just waiting on something to happen. Knowing they don't have Beedrill makes me feel a little safer, or they're just going to rub salt in the wounds. We do not see the Charmeleon, but that's okay. As long as we get it by next turn, we will be in a decent position. We have Cyclizar here. And we are going to attack. As long as Charmeleon comes out next turn, we can get Communicator. That'll help our chances. We can get the other Professor's Research. No, we've already used it. We need to see Charmeleon, which we have 2 of, so that's a 1 in 3. We have Communicator. So basically a 50% chance to have a 50% chance to get the Charmeleon. Something along those lines. You know, quantum mathematics. Maybe they don't have the Beedrill. That's what I'm hoping for, man. I hope they're sitting on, like, Sabrina Cyrus, and they're like, man, all those win retreat costs are really messing me up, because that would be great. Especially, now, I will say, Charizard will not be able to take Beedrill out in one hit if they have, like, Cape, and then it could potentially energy lock us, which would be kind of frustrating. We are waiting for the opponent, seeing what they're going to do. They're sending out Pinsir with Guillotine Rush. I've thought about playing this Pinsir. But they do not have the Beedrill yet. We will see if we're getting paralyzed. If we do, sometimes you were just that lucky. You can't paralyze Cyclizar. He's got the Limber ability. We are going to miss out. We are going to miss out on our Charmeleon, though. So that's a little annoying. But we are going to preserve a prize. We will grab our Charmander, get it out here, deal our extra damage. That way, if they cape and we do draw Charmeleon, we can just win that way. Nothing else we can do is too crazy. They might retreat into the Pinsir, but even then, this Pinsir, I don't know. I've thought about him in like lower efficiency decks because you can stack him, but unreliable damage. They didn't get the Beedrill, so we are going to end that win con for them unless we get paralyzed, and we do get paralyzed. So now we have to see the Charmeleon. If we don't see the Charmeleon, we just lose. Okay, thank goodness. This is the problem with status. Status is pretty good. Status is pretty fun, but status does not beat evolutionary lines. It is one of the few advantages the deck has. So now that we have evolved, we can Leaf ourselves back. This is going to preserve our energy, send the Charmander out. He'll be a little more... we can still knock him out with weakness, and he'll be a little more... We're less concerned about him, basically. The Guillotine will potentially knock us out, so then we can switch into Cyclizar, who will get knocked out, and then we will switch into our Charizard, who should be able to knock the Pinsir out. So getting pretty lucky. But this is the problem with Stage 2 decks. We saw it with our Charmeleon, right? We could have had Charmeleon set up, and then we wouldn't have had to worry about the Beedrill, but we also missed our Stage 2, or our Stage 1 intermediary line. It feels so bad to like be staring at the Charizard, because at least if the Charmeleon's on field, you can benefit from the fact that you are dealing the increased damage. The new Charmeleon being way better than the old one. The 3 energy is so bad. They are just on a tails roll. Even if they knocked us out, it doesn't change too much here. They've taken no prizes, so they didn't really have a great way to knock us out. We will attack back. I want to keep them in here. I really want to get the Charizard win victory animation, see what it, it'd be really cool, I think, if they added specific animations for certain cards. Like in Master Duel, you have it where certain ones are just like finishers. Maybe not even all the EXs, some of the fun ones like Cresselia or Darkrai. They've got Sprigatito in this deck too. Sucks that they didn't find that earlier and they couldn't do some grass attacks. They are going to get the heads, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it keeps going. Okay, this card has the potential to do some crazy damage, I see. But we are going to get Charizard rolling. We've got Charmeleon. We've got the 3 energy, and we're going to hit him with the Fire Spin. This Fire Vortex, I would not want to be the one trapped inside of it because, man, that's a lot of damage, especially to this poor Pinsir. So, Fire Spin. See, if we had the cool little Fire Spin animation, that would be really nice. But yeah, anyway, we finally were able to get a win. I think in the last match where it could have went differently if they found the Beedrill sooner, even if they found the second Beedrill, but if we'd have found our Charmeleon, so it's just one of those things that happens sometimes like that. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I do one of these 3 times a week. And so we've got our Charizard episode knocked out. Looking forward to doing some of the other starters. Venusaur is my favorite, so when I eventually roll it, that'll be nice. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll smell you later.